Welcome back to WGLNA Season 2 Qualifier Number 1 Finals. Ladies and gentlemen, we have our two teams, Cazadores versus Simposaurus Rex.
I think our expressions didn't represent exactly how we feel. Rookhill, can you show it for us?
What?
You're supposed to do the...
Do your face. Yeah. You're not your broadcast face. There
yeah,
you go.
Rookhill.
Yeah,
that's his natural state, just to let everybody
that's
know.
what happens when he fires a derp, too.
Derp.
But no, we do have the two teams. They are in the training room.
Let's take a look.
The first map's going to be on mines. Now, just to prove it to you, we're going to go ahead and show you guys the game screen. And let's go ahead and name off the different people here. We got Mighty Pillow, Air News, Worst Player NA, Cinnabar, Revelator, A-Large 2, and Fruitcake for me. They will be on the side of Simposaurus Rex.
We got Kufo, Al Jazim, I'm so bad, Arabine, Sapope, Logos, Yonatu, and Pollins. Oh, of course, CES. I know some guys call them CES. I just like CES because it's all capitalized. But on mines, we already have tank picking starting. Let's just take a look at this and keep an eye on this as well. The two T1s are going to start. So how it works, let's go into my screen. How it works is that they alternate picks. So it's 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 1, 1, right? So they don't want to show their hand as much as possible. That's why the T1s are going to be picked up. If I picked up 2 lows, then it's like, okay, well, my opponents can just react to those lows and just say, hey, let me just pick any competitive tier 8 tank and just derp across the map. But as you can see, T69s, the staples, they're going to be chosen directly after that. 1390s, some of the staples. Now, what we really want to look at is what is the 1390 count. So if I started with 2 1390s, I could potentially go 4 1390s and then just rush that hill ASAP. These are the type of things that you have to think about as you're going into this, because you can be countered pretty hard. If you bring a lot of 1390s, in response, I would say I would bring a little bit more T69s to shut that down. I have good turn radius. I'm not going to go for the T32s where the 1390s can just run around me all the time. Things can get dicey.
Well, I'm really excited about the WZ132 on Kufo because that's a tank I personally prefer over the AMX 1390 because it's not an autoloader. Yes, autoloaders are fantastic with that burst damage, but you come into some of those really close firefights and they need to reload or they're clipping. That WZ132 cruises in. And here he comes to save the day. And we saw Kufo perform that. Not really that close of a match, but still cleaning up in the WZ132. And we're going to have the map underway. So there it is, ladies and gentlemen. The GG button. We're not going to press it yet until we find out who's going to be going into the qualifiers. But let's go ahead and jump into battle number 1 of the finals for qualifier number 1 for Season 2. It is Cazadores versus Simposaurus Rex. Let's get this show on the road. We already went over the tanks, so Randall, I want you to give your prediction of which way these teams are going to go.
Well, we saw Kufo earlier today actually take the water side, and it looks like, from what I can see, we're going to see a nice water side push by Cazadores, probably booking it south. Actually, Kufo, this time mounting the 100 mil on his WZ132. That's really an interesting choice. We saw him earlier today mounting the 85.
Yep.
So he knows when to bring which gun, and he actually fires out at Worst Player NA. I don't know if that hit. It looked like he's tracked him, actually. And Worst Player's going to try and make his way out. And Kufo has an easy shot on him.
Oh, don't do it, Worst Player.
Oh, there's the first blood. Before the first minute is over, this is exciting to see, even though it's just a T1. He does go down. Cazadores with a slight lead.
This is the type of stuff that I love to see out of the Cazadores. We saw this in the last qualifier we had of them in season number 1, and they kind of standardized and played very defensive in all of the group stages. They finished with only 1 win in the overall season. It did not qualify them to maintain on into the next season. That's why they're over here in the qualifiers, and man, oh man, are they looking good, already defeating Pup Stars previously, and now over here in the finals for a chance to requalify into WGLNA Season 2.
That's right. This is for all of the bragging rights and that coveted position to join the 14 other teams. 2 open spots from the qualifiers. We'll find a winner from this best-of-5 series, and then in 2 weeks we'll have the second winner. Then after that, we will start the group stage. 8:14 left on the clock. T32 Revelator hiding behind the house.
He
man.
was spotted
Look at where
for a
he
minute
is.
there.
Yeah.
Yes, he was spotted, but look at where he is. He wants to be in the center of the map. He wasn't able to get there, although I think he did get there, but he had to back up because of the positioning. I love this. The T32, not nearly as effective. I would say maybe a 20% inefficiency right now, just based on positions, but it's forced. Well, I shouldn't say forced, but it is kind of provoked by the Cazadores team for that T32 not to push all the way up into the center of the map.
Yeah. Yeah,
So-
well, he's in a good place right now, at least in a defensive spot. But Randall, what were you going to say?
Yeah, I was wondering, what does a 20% inefficiency mean, Andre?
That means if you run it, what I look at it is if you run the same situation overall, just with all the different permutations that Cazadores can do, in the position in the center relative to the position over there, I'm thinking it's not nearly as effective. It doesn't impact the game nearly as much because now all of a sudden the hull is exposed. You have better shots. If you want to engage against that T32 relative to that center position where you do have a hull down position, it's a bit easier to, it's a bit harder to push on through.
Yeah, it makes me feel like one of those tanks that might make a draw happen more often.
By the
than
way,
not.
that number was just pulled out of my butt. Like, I'm just.
I knew. That's why I was asking. I was like, Andre, did you pull that number out?
It's
course.
an illustrative percentage.
I'm a statistician. Where else can I get the numbers from?
Knowing you as a statistician,
It's just like imaginary numbers. Don't get
You
me started
figured
with
me out.
calculus.
How could you?
Don't get me started. All right, here we see Air News and Fruitcake for me hiding in the bushes here. But they do spot one of the blue tanks on the water side. Across the other way, they won't be getting any shots against him. But they are able to see that T1. Supple Pepe being a boss. Whoa, there's a blind fire coming out. No shots landed. Another one here. And this is going to have Fruitcake for me and Air News 39 a bit. They're going to play a little bit more cautious here as they try to find out where is that coming from. Where did Sapo Pepe relay that radio command to tell him where to fire?
well, with a position like that, they're not going to find out anytime soon. They're so retracted like right now. This Simposaurus Rex position is so easy to capitalize on.
Yeah.
If Cazadores want, they could take the high ground. Along with the high ground, then they could take the water side, and there will be almost nothing Simposaurus would be able to do in time. And actually, they're even doing a very good job moving this T1 up. And I really want to see a T69 get greedy, go for this T1, and just get punished for it.
Well, it's two T69s that can. Ooh, one
Air
big
News
shot. Air
getting
News.
shot, and Sapo Pepe playing it awesome in the front there.
Yeah,
and
get punished.
Al-Jazim at a beam was able to get that locked down on
This
Air
is
News.
what I love. You know, Cazadores is playing so incredibly well. A lot of teams from here, they would take the same position Cazadores was and just sit and sit. Yes, they have the concave. They don't know how to use that advantage. But now you can see Sapo Pepe just moving a little bit forward, getting that proxy spot, and all of a sudden they know for sure where two tanks are. What are the options? Well, you could, of course, try to keep going there. But that T1 can't be attacked. They've already shown, hey, as soon as you pop out here, I'm going to hit you. So they retreat all the way back. There's going to be a huge 5-man push to overmatch some place on the map. That is such an intelligent way to do this, knowing that that T1 can proxy spot the two T69s and really put them in a pinned position.
And at the
Beautiful.
same time, Andre, there are T69s that just are waiting. They're so close to a position where they could actually be destroying both Fruitcake and
really?
and Air News. Yeah.
Okay, let's take a look.
They're over and about actually, and they're going to be joined by other tanks.
Yeah, this is
Look at this.
as I said, they're congregating up, knowing that T1 is pinning them there, and now the shots are going to be lined up.
This is going to be so delicious. I think they're going to make it so that they all volley fire a T69. I really want to see them do that. It seems like it's an overkill situation, but there's no kill like overkill.
There's no kill like overkill. It's so delicious. It's finger licking good.
Yeah, that's right. That Sapo Pepe is still keeping those two T69s
The
on
shots.
his map marked.
Al-Jazim is lining it up. He's looking for it. He's just inching up on the hill. He's waiting for the shot. He's like, "Oh, Logos, get over here. Look at this. Look at this, Logos." Logos is like, "I don't see it. I don't see it, buddy."
And you're gonna watch the guys over here in Cazadores are not gonna make the same mistake the Hunter by Hunter
But surprise, Revelator in a T32 has shown up in the north. Jonah has spotted him.
Yeah, this is that east side push now to try to counter that flank from the, not really the water side anymore, but coming down from the other side
And
here.
here is Cinnabar on a T1. He's going to surprise Jonah. He's not going to have a chance to return fire.
That's okay.
And 4 members now, actually 5 members of Cazadores are booking it north.
There goes the T1. Cinnabar gets that last shot. Revelator around the corner here. He's going to engage against C. Yes, A-Large too. No, you overcommitted. Kufo and the WZ-132 can land a shot and take him out, but Revelator's going to focus on the T-69. There's a shot from CES. Mighty Pill and Revelator still in the engagement. CES going to get blocked by Pollens to try to share that HP. Kufo, the WZ-132, and there comes Al Jazim out of beam from the mountainside, from the hill, against Mighty Pillow, and Logos cleans up from the rear. Nice placement.
Oh, look at Kufo. So good, saving CES from not dying. 2 more tanks now in between, and he's going to receive the shot from Revelator. Not able to put out the damage. 170 health. Can they get a shot out? Yes, they will. Look at that, a 40 to 16 tier point advantage. Hey, where are those T-69 guys? A T1 was keeping them busy.
Yep, and they did kill that T1 after realizing just the blunder they had made.
I would hope so.
Yeah, I know, right? But now it looks like Kufo's going to lead the way to go find these T-69s, and he has. Air News and Fruitcade are spotted.
And you know what? I have to say, Simposaurus Rex had a good plan. They said, okay, there's a lot of guys over on that western side. Let's go ahead and overmatch on the eastern side, run around, be able to take advantage of T-69 positioning, and then go take the hill, and we're good to go. We have good crossfire against that western side, but you know what? Cazadores just a little bit too fast, ladies and gentlemen, as Fruitcake is the last guy to stand, and down he goes. Cazadores sweeps 5 tier 8 tanks, and they'll take the first battle. Beautifully played.
WZ-132, man, moving in like that, blocking that shot, keeping his teammate alive, doesn't have to worry about...
That's what that was.
That's what that was.
That was a G. That deserved a GG button right there.
It totally did, man. But not having to worry, again, about the reload on the 1390, because he was 4 or 5 shots in, but he still was able to stay in the engagement.
What I loved about that last battle was both teams actively sought out to do something. That's something that's so exciting to see, and both of them made theoretically a lot of sense. It just so happened that Cazadores went that extra level. They anticipated the reaction and then mind game that particular reaction.
I really liked how
so
Simposaurus Rex went for the east side, because they felt so locked down from the water side. Let's put a giant hill between us and the enemy. But the entire force of Cazadores was so ready for it. So ready for it.
And you know what? Cazadores would not have done that play if, I forgot who it was. I think it was Al Jazim Arabim.
From the hillside coming down?
From all the way over at the island. If he didn't get that shot onto... let me just pull up the names. We can go into the score report, by the way. If he didn't get that shot onto Air News over here, then they wouldn't have been able to do that play. Simposaurus needed to know that an attack was possible. You can't kill this T1 Cunningham. Else, they would have just been like, okay, let's go push out and kill this T1 Cunningham real quick.
Yeah.
But because that shot went off, they said, we are not taking any more damage. Stay here. Play it defensive. You guys go around because we know they're on the west side, and then we can go ahead and undermine their entire T-69 lineup there. It was a really, really clever play, and I just loved it. I loved it, guys. I loved it.
It was really, really good. Again, this is a Cazadore team that has been pushing hard for their strategies, and we see it here tonight. Randall, your thoughts?
I really liked what Cazadores was doing. I didn't feel like that north movement out of Simposaurus Rex was as tactically sound as a decision as I think they should have made. They probably should have made a push towards the hill. And I would have agreed with that as a more sound decision. Taking the hill, which also would have kept support on their T-69s. Without the way the T-32 and 1390s moved, I felt like that left the T-69s out to dry if a push were to come onto them, and also made it so the T-69s were in no position to support the T-32 and 1390s coming from the far north. It was a bit of a gamble to try and catch tanks out of position, and we can see how it didn't pay off.
Yeah, and this comes down to strategize, see how it executes. Maybe the execution was off, but it's not a bad strategy, or the strategy didn't fit that particular scenario. And there is so many different layers to each strategy you bring into any map. And that's why Mines, to me, it seems like such when you're first getting into the game, it seems like such a simplistic answer, control the hill. But it's really come down to that water side that I love.
Especially in 742. I think when it's like 15 on 15, yeah, it's pretty derpy, right? Like it's just too small of a map. But 742, this is a position where you can do a lot of things behind a veil.
Yeah.
You can, move around and give little indicators to let your opponents know you are here, you are here. But behind that, you can do east side pushes that, seem theoretically incorrect, but for this situation, they are correct. You can do these west side pushes and then go over to the east side. You can go up the hill really, really fast based on different things that you see. This is the kind of cool stuff that really separates the very, very top players from just the top players.
That's right, and that's what we're trying to find out and separate here in the qualifiers. We are in the finals. Cazadores is up 1 game. We're going to take a very quick break. We come back, battle number 2 of Cazadores versus Simposaurus Rex in the qualifier finals. Stay tuned. Welcome back to WGLNA Season 2, qualifier number 1, finals of Cazadores versus Simposaurus Rex. Battle number 1 went to Cazadores on mines. The next map is going to be Anks. Tanks are almost, well, they're all completely selected, about ready to load the map here. Your thoughts on Anks, Rookkill?
I wonder if we're going to see like Kufo in a 1390 or something. That would be very interesting to see. Cazadores playing a lighter setup for Ensk. Generally, we see heavy lineups, but have you guys seen?
Remember, he did do a T69 in Himmelsdorf last series.
I loved how he played that. It was just medium scouty, kind of very utilizing his tank to its maximum effectiveness. I did love that.
So.
Well, let's find out. Battle number 2 is going to be on Ensk. To the north side, the blue team, it is Cazadores up 1 game. To the south, it is the red team, Simposaurus Rex, 2 battles away from having to go home. What do we have for tank selection?
25100s, 2 IS-3s, and a T69 for both sides. Where's Kufo? In that T69, so he's rocking it again. I love it because I feel like Kufo, if anybody, is a person that emphasizes T1 importance and how it actually affects the game. We saw, a lot of T1 Cunningham stuff. Really paved the way, I think, throughout every single series in the WGLNA Season 2 qualifiers. So I really like that about him, and I think it's going to be influenced over here. Look at how far he's pushing up, too. Let me go to Kufo.
Yeah, but take a look at Sapo Pepe. He's doing a great job at proxy spotting.
Sapo Pepe!
And Kufo is actually doing a fantastic job. I'm going to try and jump over to the other side. Kufo wanted to move up so he could get shots on any tanks that are on the F line, which will be on the other side of the building from Sapo Pepe.
Fruitcake was spotted out in the center, by the way. It's important to note Fruitcake in that T69 as well. It seems all the T69s always go over to this side. I think Fruitcake is in a much better spot, though. Kufo can't get a lot of crossfire into that area. I guess he can.
He's not quite far enough up to where he wants to be. He wants to be another building forward.
Yes.
And then he'll have fantastic fire.
That's why I think Fruitcake does have the advantage in that. But it's still hard for him, don't get me wrong. As it stands, though, a little bit of just passivity for now.
Yeah, this is how Ensk can be a lot, especially on even the highest level play. It's hard to blitz. You can blitz, but it's a really big gamble. We've seen actually a lot of very successful blitzes that come to mind.
Sapo Pepe.
What's he doing?
In and out here, just slightly trying to get some more information, but only Alarge 2, I believe he's able to scout. Now maybe. What do you guys see on your map?
Spotting Revelator is spotted.
Yep. IS-3 logo, so the IS-3 is spotted full Revelator. Legit, and another IS-3 in that reverse angling.
Reverse angling.
That's what we're gonna call it, guys. Reverse
our angle.
It seems redundant.
You seem redundant.
Okay.
Got him.
Wow. So mean.
That hurts.
So mean.
Right here.
All right, Rookkill, get you some tissues later. All right, Revelator in a good position, though, to try to stop anything moving across. But shots fired against June on the IS-3. Nothing has hit so far. Alarge 2 scouting ahead for the 2 IS-3s, locking down the corners. This could lead to a great flank, but Mighty Pillow in the 5100 does have that flank locked down on his side as Okeano's trying to watch the other side from his 5100. It's a boxed-in feeling for both of these teams, and the medium tanks, Fruitcake for me in the center next to the railroad, trying to stop any other cross. He's now pinging, saying, hey, do I need to fall back? Should I stay in this position? We're going to see if the T-69 is going to move in.
I see some interesting pinging going out from Cazadores.
Oh, Kufo, the T-69 catches Fruitcake for me. Shots fired, both misses.
Well, one of them actually hit Kufo, but it hit his track, and because track counts as spaced armor, occasionally heat can just lose all of its momentum, all of its penetration. Heat's a shape charge. It doesn't work kind of like AP rounds, so it can just lose all of that penetration on a track and just spread it out.
The explosion will spread out instead of hone in on an APCR round.
Yeah, it did. I mean, Kufo didn't take any damage from that, even though there was a nice direct shot into those tracks. I actually felt like most of the time it's going to pen
Revelator takes a hit, guys.
Sapo Pepe is moving in, though, and Logos is able to get that shot against Revelator. Logos is going to be cruising in around the corner. A-Large 2 trying to scout for it and say, hey, Juna is coming around the other side, too, in his IS-3. A-Large 2 trying to stay in the scouting position and maybe be bait for them, but Sapo Pepe is able to see him across the way. That building. Oh, Sapo Pepe gets taken out by Legit, and Juna 2's going to back up. Logos holding the spot, though, on that corner in a great angle.
Numerous tanks now have been spotted on the side of Simposaurus Rex. I think Cazadores has begun to really figure out the entire layout, and they are pinging like mad right now. They are planning their counterattack right now to break it's a turtle-y position, I'd say, out of Simposaurus Rex. It's going to be hard to break, and it's going to require a lot of effort in order to get the fight going in the favor of Cazadores. It looks like they're even going to pull out now, leaving behind Jonah.
Oh, Legit Revelator now pushing across. Juna might be in a little bit of trouble, but Legit is taking some fire from across the way. Is that Kufo that's trying to land some shots? Juna 2 backing up, but right down the alleyway trying to see if anything comes through. No, Legit is simply taking cover next to that building, and Revelator taking another shot here. I don't know if that penetrated or not.
Kufo needs to be careful there. 2 shots already taken. He tried to fire out at Cinnabar, but he got away as well.
Kufo is now actually going to just book it out of here. Actually, he turns his back to the enemy and takes actually 11 damage. And there's actually a huge push coming out now in on the IS-3's Jonah and Logos.
Yeah, this is a great flank from Mighty Pillow and Okeano. Juna is now trapped in between. He's going to need help from his allies. Who is he going to focus on? He's a little bit torn, but he's going to try to hit Legit. Legit at 730 against 554. Legit cruising just by. Lands a shot, but he's going for Logos and not Juna 2. Juna 2 could land one more hit against Legit, but Revelator and his IS-3 is going to ram him for 58 damage. Land the last shot, but here comes Al Jazim Arabim. Juna still left alive as Pollins moves in and gets the kill against him. Juna still left alive. A-Large 2 gets rammed. Cazadores 33-17.
Yeah, kind of crazy. I can't believe that actually happened. Actually, T1 doing a lot of damage against Al Jazim Arabin. Fruitcake is right around the corner in his T69. It looks like the other tank, the AMX 5100, being played by Okeano is clipping currently, so they're just trying to buy a little bit of time. In the meantime, Red Base is under attack. CES all the way down there in that T1 Cunningham, and Fruitcake, for me, looking for a fight. It looks like there's going to be another drill in into the center as they know Jonah is really, really far down. Cinnabar doing a good job. Shot goes out. Does connect on Pollins.
Yeah, Cinnabar.
And, this could be really, really good. Jonah is going to go down there. Nice shot. Pollins misses. And down goes Pollins. Are you kidding me? 17 against 17. And Kufo going to round the corner, doing a shot onto Fruitcake. Fruitcake being rounded by Al Jazim Alabim. Only one more shot, and down he goes. Kufo will take up that kill.
Cinnabar still left alive. A huge thorn in the side for Cazadores. He was able to get into the mix and keep one of them alive. Juna 2 did go down, but still on the chase against the 5100. Arabim is on the retreat to try to see if they're going to follow him as Kufo gets into place. Red Base still under attack. 24 seconds left on the clock. It's going to come down to Okeano and Cinnabar. Okeano trying to cruise across here, hits the building, loses a bit of momentum, but trying to line up that shot against Al Jazim Arabim in the 5100s. But Al Jazim moves in. Kufo, here he comes around the side in the T69. Gonna unload.
And just
There's
one more
two.
shot.
And there it is. Last kill against the tier 8, and the red base is going to be captured as well as a complete tank victory for Cazadores.
Ladies and gentlemen, excuse me, welcome to match point. It is battle number 3 on Himmelsdorf. In the north position, we have the blue team. It is the Cazadores. In the south, it is Simposaurus Rex as our red team. Clutch, and kick it over to you for the tank lineup.
Right on. AMX 5100s, 2 of them for the red team. Simposaurus Rex, 2 IS-3s and a T-69. 3 AMX 5100s. 2 IS-3s.
It's like they're listening to us. And they're
I
like,
know.
Hey, let me make a good story and just bring a lot more 5100s so we can talk about it.
Oh, you want to bring 1? Let's bring 3.
It's a caster curse, Clutch.
I know,
You're
man.
witnessing it in your own eyes, man.
It's that vibe that I felt. Something is going on with the 5100, and that's what we see for the Cazadores. Mighty Pillow and Okeano and the AMX 5100s here, along with the T-69. Fruitcake for me and the finisher. We're looking down Tank Alley, but now they're going to decide to go uphill. What do we see for the Cazadores? They're already halfway uphill.
Yep. They're halfway there.
Whoa.
In the 5100s. And they're
Living
waiting.
in a 5100, take my hand. We're battle buddies, I swear.
Well, anything approaches that hill, they're going to die.
They're going to be like,
almost
whoa,
instantaneously.
whoa.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
I need to live on a prayer.
White flag
Yeah.
in the air. Oh, man.
These are French tanks.
Is there what?
These are French
These
tanks,
are-
so they do have white flags ready.
Oh, wow. instead of tarps, they have white
Man.
tarps?
That's just straight up racistly true.
Oh, that's not true. French tank line has it's a beautiful, beautiful historic piece to realize what happens when you are arrogant and do not go with the flow of technology. French tanks were very, very strong in World War I. World War II, they maintained the same French tanks they had. And that's why in the 50s and later on, we had tanks like the AMX 5100 to make sure that the type of blitzkrieg that happened to them wouldn't happen again.
But do you know what's so fascinating about them? Like, these tanks are accurate representations of how tanks used to be.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that 5100s could stand up to, you know, the Germans who were just investing a lot of time and
Actually,
money into...
5100s never fought the Germans.
Oh,
They-
you're right.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, if they would have,
it was after,
they
yeah.
would have crushed Rue Kill.
Well, that's why they were designed, because it was after they were defeated. You know,
Never again.
the most oppressive people are the ones that have been oppressed themselves. So the French wanted to make sure they could make tanks that would oppress anyone that would stand in their way. IS-3s are scouted to the north. We're seeing A-large too in the T1, be able to scout that for Revelator in the IS-3, lining up to get any type of triple shots. No, he's going to hang back here.
Should be a clear indicator that Kufo needs to back up right now and go defend against that. IS-3s in the top left-hand portion of the map only says to me, in my opinion, that they're going to go and try to mount an assault over in the A5-6 area. But Kufo staying over. Now, I like what he's doing right now. He's going over to the side here, and they're going to get a good spot on the D line and the G line and see if there's any movement all the way across in the 1-2-3 line.
Even in a 5100, he is scouting right now.
Yeah,
It's
really,
so dangerous.
I really
it's
really
so
like,
dangerous to do that in a 5100. You're such a big scout.
really-
What
He
this
just wants an
I
actually
like what
kill.
Cinnabar's doing, guys, because he's trying to check if anything's in the alley. He's not seeing that. Now they see the hill. But now the shots are getting hit from the
Beautiful.
hill. Pollens and Koof up to the top for the
Oh my
castle side.
God.
Mighty Pillow, 813.
These shots are so delicious.
541 from the high ground, Anakin. You're going to go down. They get the kill on the tier 8. 42 tier points to 34. Cazadores could close it out. Another one. It's a train of destruction from the top side of the castle. Cazadores performing so beautifully. The dead carcasses of the AMX 5100s are smoking.
It's gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Unfortunate for them, as soon as they were spotted out, it's they can't really back up, but at the same time, they go forward. They lose 2 tier 8 tanks. Unreal. And now, Fruitcake for me, down to 543 life. Legit down to 779 life. And this is not looking good, as they are not even overmatching the bottom ground. I mean, it is 3 against 5 now with the AMX 5100s coming all the way from the top. And they are, I'm sure they're approaching
Pollins
reloaded.
and Al Jazim are going to
Oh,
be
here
out.
comes Kufo,
Here it comes.
the 5100. He's telling legit, come at me, bro. Come on. Fruitcake for me. You got nothing as he pokes around the corner and gets the kill. Kufo is on fire.
Revelator,
Legit.
Revelator down to 61 health, and down he goes. Legit is going to have to quit, ladies and gentlemen, because Cazadores are moving on to the Season 2 of WGLNA. Congratulations to you guys. Well deserved. 3 fantastic battles that ended the career of the, well, not completely, but ended the WGLNA Season 1 Qualifier 1
Career. A run of Simposaurus Rex. I'm sure we're going to see them in
was a mouthful.
qualifier number 2. It was. Congratulations, Cazadores, a 3-0 in intense, action-packed matches. Thank you. Thank you for showing us what hill play is about on Himmelsdorf and how to play waterside and how to use mines properly, man. That was beautiful.
That was so comprehensive. With the 5100s going up to the hill, they're spotting the G line, the D line, seeing if there's any tanks that are rushing back. Also defending if anybody wants a push over there. Obviously, they got the money, right? What they were really looking or expecting is everybody's going back. Maybe they're going to turn around once they go they go dark, but they were expecting something to go back, right? To say, okay, well, they kind of know we're on the hill, or did they? I don't even think they did know, but still, regardless, they were just looking for something where to position their tanks. And they saw, oh my God, D-line bush.
Well,
delicious.
To give credit to the positioning of Cinnabar in his light tank, when they were trying to determine where Cazadores was, he was going towards Tank Alley.
Yeah.
And he should have gone farther, noticed nothing was happening in Tank Alley, and then Simposaurus Rex should have held back instead of pushing down that line.
I don't know if you can justify a T1 push on Tank Alley, though. As soon as you move up, you're most likely going to get taken out.
Well, yeah, but at least you got taken out from the hillside, because there was nothing on Tank Alley at all. If you got,
I know, but you have no way to know that there's nothing on Tank Alley.
Well, the only way to know is to send the T1.
Yeah, and you don't want to just send it to its death.
Well, they sent him to the corner. They sent him to the corner, and that was a good place for it. I would have maybe waited one more second before going down the line, because that's when they were spotted on the hill just after that. And it was a smorgasbord of fire for them.
That was just bad luck going down
yes,
that.
It really was.
It was just going down that the perfect
time. Of course, this is
time.
hindsight 2020. I'm saying, you know.
Yeah. It's Simposaurus was trying to do something. They saw that their opponent was being slow, and they tried to do the exact same thing they'd done before against, I believe it was Hunter x Hunter on Himmelsdorf. That actually saw them a pretty nice victory.
Yep.
And when they tried that last time, they said, hey, Hunter x Hunter is Cazadores. Cazadores is Cazadores. And let's just do that. They're probably doing the same thing. But you know, they weren't, so they kind of fell into a weird position. I don't think Cazadores was predicting that move. However, they did happen upon a very advantageous position, and from the hill, shots down that line are just so delicious.
Oh, they are.
They're
They
so
are.
good.
I'm so
Their
hungry.
finger looking good, guys.
They are.
That's what it is.
All right, we're going to try to get a Skype interview set up with the winners. We're going to take a quick commercial break. Don't go anywhere. I want to see what Kufo has to say, because that was an amazing, amazing series for them and a great week for them. So stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully we'll be back with the winners after this.